welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about the history of microbangs, which is honestly my favorite topic. It's a little bit of a special interest of mine, so I thought we could go over how microbangs have evolved and how they can also be called baby bangs or microbangs, whatever you want to call them, but about them. And I actually did this as a Instagram post for the Girlhood project, and they said I could also make a YouTube video about it just on my own, so that's what I'm doing. I don't work for them anymore, but I used to. So today we're going to be talking about baby bangs and the history of baby bangs. So where did bangs originally come from? Because it's kind of confusing. So I think the first place where we saw bangs, like modern day bangs basically, was ancient Egyptian times. They wore blunt cut wigs as early as 3000 BC, and then later in history, in ancient Greece and ancient Rome, Rome's first emperor, Augustus, wore his hair combed into a short forehead framing fringe, setting a new trend later dubbed the Caesar cut, that future emperors would embrace. Next is Joan of Arc. So it takes guts to cut microbangs or a fringe if you'd like, and there are a few icons as gutsy as Joan of Arc. Her hair was short and like a man, according to records, with a fierce fringe above her eyebrows. The bravery image of a patron saint and 15th century French war heroine burnt at the stake is forever engraved in our memories and paved the way for the rebellious flappers to come. Moving on to the banging 20s, do you like my pun there? It wasn't until the 1920s when the microbang really had its time to shine. Women experimented with all kinds of new fashion and beauty looks, including the blunt fringed cuts of famous flappers like Louise Baker. Moving on to the 50s, Audrey Hepburn could do no wrong, as we all know. In the 1950s, Audrey Hepburn popularized baby bangs in the film Roman Holiday, and she famously chops her luscious locks off to reveal maybe the cutest baby bangs to ever adorn anybody's forehead. Like, so cute. It's one of my favorite, like, Princess Diaries-esque transformations I've ever seen. I just love Audrey Hepburn. And then the next era of baby bangs was the swinging 60s, my favorite era for fashion. In the 1960s, Twiggy, Anna Karina, and Mia Farrow were fashion icons who styled microbangs. The mod stars brought a whimsical edge to the look, and it was the beginning of twee, which is my other favorite topic. Moving on to the 80s, there was the 80s rock and roll era when Freddie Mercury rocked a micro fringe, along as Christopher Guest from the satire This Was Spinal Tap. He does have a micro fringe. I watched that movie and I was like, oh, I need to add this to the list. Then in the 1990s, there was the grunge microbang. The style became a symbol of the grunge and alternative scenes in the 90s, and celebrities like Gwen Stefani and Drew Barrymore styled them in a natural, more rebellious way. The cult classic film Pulp Fiction also featured microbangs. And then in the 2000s, there was a reintroduction to twee, which I already mentioned. The trend was less popular in the 2000s microbangs, however, there was notably a resurgence due to the film Amélie, starring Audrey Tautou, where the main character wore microbangs in the most twee way possible. That movie is twee, fundamentally. And then in the 2010s, there was the Tumblr era. There was a revival of the microbang in the most indie sleaze way, although then it was just considered grunge, and it was the messy, cool girl way to show you didn't care what other people thought of you. So celebrities like Imogen Poots, is that her name? I think it is. And like lots of Tumblr girls, notably they were all white and thin when they had microbangs. Like nobody else had microbangs except for like a specific type of person. And fast forward to today, we see microbangs are coming back with a vengeance. It's no longer just the turf bang, which sucked when that became co-opted by turfs. But celebrities like Emma Watson, Zendaya, and Léa Seydoux have been getting micro fringes, and they look so cute doing it. They have moxie, as they would say in the 20s, as it's still associated with a rebellious yet twee attitude, bordering on whimsical but still very chic. So I wanted to teach you how to style micro bangs, and I did try to film this doing my hair, but it did not work out. So I'm just going to tell you what you'll need. You'll need a baby flat iron, so like a very small flat iron straightener. You might need a leave-in conditioner or nothing if your hair is very fine. I don't use a leave-in conditioner, but if you need to, use a conditioner, or even a blow-dry lotion if your hair is super thick, and then hairspray. Also, deodorant and setting powder can really help to keep, I'll get to that, but those also can really help. So, hello, and welcome to my bathroom. It's a bit louder in here just because my oxygen machine is in the bathroom, so it might be a bit loud, sorry about that. But today we are doing how to do my hair, because I have micro bangs, quite obviously, and I wanted to show how to style them in my history of micro bangs video. So that's what this is. So the first thing I do is I put in this heat protectant. It is Keratin Smooth by Tresemme, I think. I already put it in my hair, so I'm going to start curling. And I don't actually section out my hair because it's so fine that it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to take like the front section bits and do very small sections. I kind of need to do tiny little ringlets all around my head for anything to stay in my hair, because my hair doesn't really hold curl very well because it's pin straight, so it needs to be very tight curls before I like kind of tussle through them with my fingers. I can't even brush them out because they'll fall out even faster. So just have a lot of tricks for fine hair. So if you have fine hair, this might be a good video for you to watch. Otherwise, I don't know if it will be very helpful because I do a lot of weird things with my hair just to keep it healthy and keep it, you know, curly when I want it to be curly. And I don't really like hold it on the curling iron for very long. And I try to like scrunch it up with my hand at the end just to keep the curl formation. And I kind of alternate how big of sections I take and which direction they go, just so that it feels more natural. Because they're tight pin curls, it can look really unnatural really fast. So I try to make it look a bit more natural than it usually is. And then, yeah, I will just speed through this now. Force my hair to do anything it doesn't want to do. I just kind of want to embrace the bounce of my natural hair and keep it light and airy and fun. So I feel like when you try to make your hair look exactly the opposite of what it should look like, it always looks fake and weird. So I'm trying to steer into the skids, so to speak, and just embrace my fine baby hair. That they've been saying about Olivia Rodrigo, about how when she wears a baby doll dress, which is like the most like simple feminine thing to do in the world, and everybody's been doing it for years. I don't know why anyone cares that Olivia Rodrigo is having a baby doll dress, but the morality police is just latching on and are like, oh my gosh, how dare she wear a dress that is designed for a child? And it's like, I thought we were over policing women for what they dress like. Like, I thought we were done with putting the blame on women instead of putting the blame where we should, which was on the men that are ogling the women in the short little like baby dresses. Like, I just, like, why is it on us for them not to look, you know? Like, it's like, isn't it in the Bible that says, like, I wrote this into a poem, but it's basically like if you want to look at me, cut your eyes out. Gouge your eyes out. Like, if you want to speak rude words to me, cut your tongue out, you know? Like, it's just like, that's what Jesus said to do when people ask, what do I do if I want to say something mean? Basically, I'm like, very much, that isn't what they say in the Bible, but I'm paraphrasing, you know? But like, and they were like, and he was like, okay, well, if you want to say something mean, cut your own tongue out. Like, stop saying things that are mean. And I love that advice. Then brush out the bangs to make them keep them looking natural. And to avoid sweat ruining your bangs, place deodorant on the forehead under the bangs and set with a setting powder, like just a makeup setting powder, and apply hairspray to keep them from moving in the wind. And voila! You have a set of cute micro bangs, and you're ready to be all of that as one of the cool artsy folks you've always admired. So that is my video on the micro bang, or the baby bang, if you like to call it that. I'm just excited for more people to be wearing this hairstyle because it's so cute and a little bit edgy, but more like just expressive, and I feel like everyone should have baby bangs at least once in their life. Same with a bob. I just feel like it's kind of like a rite of passage. And yeah, I thank you so much for watching. This was fun to film, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye. Oh, and please subscribe if you'd like to. Thank you. Bye.
I see what's back in style. Fashion with chamomile. Fashion with chamomile.